I'm Valerie Buhagiar, and I'm an actor and a filmmaker. I was waitressing at a restaurant called Southern Accent, and the director, Alex Gill, was at the restaurant, and she asked if I danced, and I said, no, I'm an actor. Anyway, she asked me to audition for her film, and I did, and I got the part. And the editor of that film was Bruce McDonald. And so while he was editing that film and Adam Agoyan's films and whatever, all those films that he was editing, he was writing Highway 61. And he loved my work in Harriet Loves. And actually apparently he was stalking me and sussed out Dear John and all the theater that I was doing at the time. I was doing quite a bit. And then asked if he could interview me for Highway 61. And that went well. And then I thought that's what we were going to do, but he didn't get the funding. And I, being as naive as I was at the time, said, well, can't you just get a camera and shoot? and being Bruce, he's like, yeah. Of course, we didn't do that. He did come up with Roadkill, and he brought Dawn. And, he mentioned this woman, Valerie, playing the part and blah, blah, blah. And Dawn said, oh, I know Valerie. Dawn and I had just finished doing a kids play in Sudbury called It's Not As Hard As It Seems, about illiteracy. And we toured Sudbury, all of Northern Ontario and Ontario for the whole summer, and became really good friends. But anyways, so coincidence has it that he wrote Roadkill, and we ended up working on that, and we just had so much fun making that film. I didn't think it was going to do anything, but I don't know what films do, right? Then I didn't know at all, so it was just fun, and then it ended up doing really well, and then just propelled all of our careers, really. But I still really liked theater, so I kept doing it. Dawn too, but I think I probably stuck with it more when across Canada, and I got film work in Europe and other places and other provinces and whatnot. And then around that time, around a little bit after Highway 61, I wrote a short story, a true story based on a true story. When my best friend in grade 3 died from a house fire. And it's just it's like warped around Catholicism and where did she go, basically. And I remember Dawn and Bruce both saying that's quite cinematic. And so I started to write it as a screenplay, which I didn't know how to do, but I did it. And didn't get any funding. So I left it. And then I hooked up with, I acted in a film that a married couple made, Merlan Ridley and Rudolph Blahacek. Rudolph was a DOP, and he and I started talking about projects, and I told him about this, and he read the script, and he loved it. And he came on board as a co-producer. So the two of us applied for grants all over again, and we started getting them. And basically, after a year, we got enough money to make this half-hour film called The Passion of Rita Camilleri. And it did unexpectedly really, really well. Basically I just wanted to tell that story, and I didn't know if it was going to be theater or film, honestly. And then it's just, but Jesus flies. It's hard to have Jesus fly on stage. Well, unless you've got the big budget. It's easier on film because you have hydraulic lifts. Anyway, that film won about 7 awards internationally, and of course people started asking me, so what are you going to do next? And I started making stuff that's more non-linear. Without dialogue. I just wanted to play with images. And of course, those who loved The Passion of Rita Camilleri didn't like. People are funny, eh? They don't like change. And so I did that, and that did well as well. It went all over the place, TIFF and all those festivals. And then I made another one, and that did well. So that was One Day I Stood Still, and then L'Amour, Shut the Door, Por Favor. And yeah, it's just like, then I had a child, and then I did a tour of a play for 4 years, and then I made another film, Tell Us the Truth, Josephine, where I decided to walk across Canada on stilts. And then another, and so that's how it goes, and I'm still doing that. I'm still acting, creating theater, and making movies, and I'm just in post-production my first feature film.